I forgot to check the captions. I forgot to do all the things because I was off making tea and came back and there was a freaking raid from Xanderific. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. It's good to see you. I hope that you were having a great time. I think you were playing the Vampire Swansong game. I think I saw that. Anyway, hi everybody. If anybody's here who doesn't know who Xander is, where have you been? You should definitely give a follow over to Xander. Let me say hello to the people that are here. Puddleglum, Lord Portico, Elixir, Shadows of Life, Detective Zen. Oh geez. Who else? Xander, of course. Triamus, Lauren themselves. Everybody who has popped in chat, as well as anybody who's here who I missed, or who is just, you know, lurking or hanging out or whatever. Hi and welcome. I'm Rogan. This is Monday night, so that means that we are playing the game that we spun on the wheel. Adventures of Tony put it on the wheel, and so we're playing Psychonauts. This is the fourth time I think that we've played it. It is a platformer.
from 2005, I think. I did see somebody popped the content warning note in the chat, so thank you for that. Also, Lord Portico, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Shadows of Life. Okay. Captions are on. People are here. I'm live. I forgot to do a thing. I will do that either after stream or if we take a break. I just need to write myself a note real quick. How is everybody doing today? I'm trying to talk and write at the same time. It's not working. Okay. By Tim friggin' Schaefer. Is that... Should I know who that is? Is that a... Does that mean something? I don't know who that is, Triamus. Is that good or bad? I'm scared. It's actually really good. It plays really well. It just has some themes that it handles maybe not the best way possible. See, now I have to look. Best known for as the designer of the critically acclaimed games Full Throttle, Grim Fandango, Psychonauts, Brutal Legend, and Broken Age. Gotcha. I actually had no idea. But yeah, video games, Psychonauts, Grim Fandango, Brutal Legend, Broken Age, Full Throttle, Day of the Tentacle, Secret of Monkey Island, Monkey Island 2. Yeah, there's some good ones there. I had no idea. No, and rightly so. Apart from like Roberta Williams, I basically don't know who people are. Richard Garriott and Roberta Williams are the only two like video game names that I know. So now I know another one. Yeah, cool. Thank you, Detective Zen, for reminding me that I need to do a thing. I made a Post-it note that the problem is I write Post-its all the time, and I have to put it somewhere where I will actually see it. Oh, there. I put the Post-it note on my iPad, which means I will see it and remember to do the thing, because I completely forgot to do the thing. Anyway, we should be good as far as outside noise today is... This was the secret of Monkey Island. There was never any monkeys on it. Were there? I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch Xander's streams, because it's been so long since I played it, and I wasn't really paying attention for that when I was watching him streaming it. Oh, game creator context, and you were worried that my vacation meant I didn't know. No, I don't know anybody at all. Complete blank slate. What was I saying? I was saying, so it is the fourth day of a month that we refer to as July, and in the United States that means that for at least a week either end and basically until the end of the month, there's a chance that some random person is going to shoot off fireworks. And generally we're okay at my apartment, and the stream should end honestly before the sun goes down at this point, because the sun goes down really late right now. But there's always the chance that somebody sets off daytime fireworks. And so fingers crossed that we don't get that noise. Just needed to say it. And so we'll have this at the end of stream. We'll be heading over to Q Times for the Stream Punks for episode 3 of Ember Squad, their Star Trek Age of Rebellion Fantasy Flight Games TTRPG live play. And so we'll pop on over there in just a little bit. Hi, Key Squared. And then Wednesday, I have the archive stream coming up. It's back after a 2-week hiatus because I'm back to work tomorrow. And so we'll be looking at some marketing materials from the 1980s from Sweet and Low and Butterbuds, which are apparently made by the same company, and I had never heard of Butterbuds before I saw this collection. So a street festival with a reggae band and jerk chicken. That sounds amazing. The sky becomes the enemy and needs to be destroyed at any cost. That's relatively accurate, I think. Star Trek. Did I say Star Trek? I meant Star Wars. And yes, all the domesticated animals and anyone with PTSD from having been in active conflict must be terrified. Rather than, like paper lanterns that you whatever. It's a thing. So, yeah. Stream tonight, stream Wednesday. Saturday is retro games. Currently playing Ultima 6, having mentioned Richard Garriott earlier, and Sunday is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So that's all I have going on right now. Tomorrow I'm back to the office to do the work stuff again after 2 weeks out, and I'm a little scared of the number of emails that are going to be in my inbox. But that's tomorrow. Tonight is Psychonauts. If I can remember to actually open the game. But imagine an Age of Rebellion Star Trek game. Wouldn't that just be season 1 of Picard? Suppresses lecture on the unnecessary pollution of trying to destroy the sky. It's the hardest level of the game is starting the game. Gratuitous explosions have already started there. Oh gosh, Key Squared, I'm sorry. All right, I think we are ready to do this. Nope, we're not ready to do that. We're almost ready to do that. That should fix it. Ha-ha! You all should be able to see and hear a game called Psychonauts. Along with me, and I believe this is the correct camera position for where text will appear on the screen. I've tried. I try. I'm just, sometimes I'm okay at this. And, I do need to move one window. Because I need to be able to see if my internet service preventer decides to start preventing things. There we go. Thank you, Elixir. Okay. Let's run around this brain. I believe last week we learned about mind sensors, and we fought a boss, and then we went back into our own head. I think that's where we left off. I think we're inside our own head right now. Oh, defeat the big monster I saw. Oh, apparently it started us back at the beginning of our own head again. I don't remember half of how to play this game. Why is what's-his-face there? I don't understand. He's glowing. What am I supposed to do with him? I don't understand. What are you? Tell me. I've found 3 scavenger hunt items. I've got 29 Psy cards. Which, is he just there to tell me that I have enough to buy something? I don't know why he's there. Don't I also have like a objective list or something? Of course, when you're inside the mind, there's no map. Things I gotta do. Go see Agent Cruller to get new psi power. Maybe that's why he's there? I completed Sasha's advanced training. Defeat that big monster I saw. Continue pursuit of Dream Bunny. Buy a cobweb duster. Okay. I'm supposed to be following the Dream Bunny right now, I think. Unless I'm supposed to leave my brain. But I don't think I'm supposed to leave my brain right now. Although, what are my teleport options? Can any list be truly objective when it's all inside the mind? Caravan, collective unconscious. Ooh, I can! I could leave and go level my stealth. Follow the white rabbit. Interesting. I don't know why I could. Okay, we're following the right rabbit. Follow the right rabbit. Why don't we just poke everything that looks important? Like the freaky scary things. Faux philosophical. I think that's just philosophical. Come back here, Arrowhead. Why are there arrowheads in my brain? Well, I was looking for them. Maybe they're on my brain? Or they're on my mind, which is why they're in here. It seems weird that I'm able to collect them inside my brain. Also, I really, really want to know what's up with this freaking steak. Like, I don't understand why my brain has steaks growing out of the ground like that. Also, I totally am not paying attention to where the rabbit is. And, like, that weird, like, what is that? Pork of some sort? I don't know, ribs or something as light? I don't know, it's very strange. Oh, what did I just do? Don't follow the wrong rabbit. Follow the white rabbit. Just beware the white rabbit. Oh gosh, a white rabbit spelled that way would be kind of Are we back? I think somebody said no. Nope. We have the... Okay, yeah, I think we are back. Okay. I mean, I always blame the internet service preventer because it's usually them. But... Okay. I'm just gonna beat my meat here for a minute. Jefferson Airplane. Yeah, as one does. We still do not do phrasing on this internet. Oh, come back here. Phrasing is not a thing that is done on this internet, given the state of the world. All right. Yes. Aw. See, this is why I was tempted to go back. And, because I don't have a cobweb duster. But... So I was tempted to go back, because then I could dust those cobwebs. Oh no. We got some sensors on parade. I have forgotten everything I learned about how to fight the sensors. It's fine. I don't like those little bushes. Haha, I got it. I'm also stuck. Okay. Having Cruller there, like, just with the little question mark block is a little distracting. I don't know why he's there or how to get rid of him or how to interact with him. Sensors on parade, or how we deal with Disney. I worked for Disney once upon a time. Ah! I mean, it wasn't glamorous. I worked at the Disney store. My friends actually got cast in things. Like, one of the people I was in jazz choir with worked as Cinderella on the Disney Cruise Line for a while. And just a lot of my friends from undergrad ended up going and working at Disney because going down to Florida and working for Disney was a good gig. Sort of. I mean, it's not the greatest place on earth when it comes to working there. But apparently I cannot go back there. Working at the Disney store was nice-ish, except also not. It was nice if you liked Disney stuff. And it was fun being connected to that. But at the same time, there were some really specific contracts you had to sign to work for minimum wage in their retail shops. Including essentially giving them the right of first refusal on anything creative you did while you were employed by them, even if you only worked like 5 hours a week. And even if it was not the type of thing that they would normally make. There were also very specific hair guidelines. More restrictive for men than for women, the hair guidelines. Basically, the hair guidelines were, you can't grow your hair long, unless it's already long, in which case you can't cut it except to certain length. And then if you cut it, you can't grow it long again. And there were also extremely specific beard guidelines for men. Essentially, you're not allowed to have one at all. Oh, I was just talking about the things that Disney made you agree to just to work for minimum wage at their retail shops. Oh yeah, anything creative. I mean, if you made it for yourself and never did anything with it, like you just did art for yourself and never shared it with anybody, never tried to make any money off of it or anything like that, then it wouldn't have mattered. But if you made something and you wanted to do something with it, and honestly, anything creative. So what that might be is a wide range of things. But say you invented a new coating for fabric to make it resist stains. That would be something creative. And you would be required to give Disney, basically Disney owned it if you made it, unless they told you that they weren't interested in it. If you drew a cartoon that somebody was interested in, if you started writing your own comic book, anything like that, for sure, you had to offer it to Disney, because technically they owned it, unless they told you they didn't want it. And once they told you they didn't want it, you were free to do with it whatever you wanted. But that was a contract you had to sign to work 5 hours a week at the Disney store at a mall in the middle of suburbia. I mean, this was not even working at the theme park. This was working 5 or 10 hours a week for minimum wage at a shop in the mall in... I was in Iowa at the time. Say you had an idea for this mouse named Michael. I have a feeling that that would be a place where they are extremely justified in wanting to look at it. But, and like some of it, like, yeah, they make movies. And so it makes sense that they would want anything that their employees made. It just struck me as really shitty that they made you sign that kind of agreement even for a like 5 hour a week minimum wage position. That's what bugged me. Like, it's not like you were in a creative job. This would have been something you were doing on your own time outside of your work hours. And that didn't matter. Come back here, yellow thing. Trade unions. This country has worked very hard to make them ineffective, except when they are for police. I sometimes wonder, like, whether similar contracts to that were required for, like, just random a random appearance on a game show or something like that. Come Back Here, Yellow Thing was the rejected title for Pokemon. I can't imagine why they wouldn't have. Come back here, Yellow Thing! Ah! I have been trying. That thing keeps going and going and going. It's like a bunny or something. A bunny that, you know, is full of energy. I wonder where I've heard of such. We could call it an energy bunny. Yeah? The other title for Hey You Pikachu? Hey You Pikachu. Come back, Yellow Thing. I got the Yellow Thing. Yellow Thing, I choose you. What kind of contracts they have for Euro Disney? Oh yeah, it has to be wildly different. And I don't know whether the Disney store, the shop that is not at the theme parks but is just a shop that sells random Disney merchandise, I don't know whether that ever really made it outside the US. I think probably at least to Canada, but I don't know if it made it beyond that. But, I mean, I worked there. It actually discouraged me from doing anything creative. I had ideas for, like, writing a book and some stuff like that at the time, which never really went anywhere because, let's face it, that was... I have ideas all the time for things that are never going to happen. But, I wonder... Nope. I thought maybe I could float if I got on that. I don't know what to do with this. I always sort of wondered, because the Warner Brothers also had a store. And so I sort of wondered if they had similar things to work at the Warner Brothers store.
Little boy, I am sorry to say that you have a very serious mental problem.
I mean, there's somebody in my head.
This area here, the area that we in the medical profession like to refer to as your brain. You see, son, it's just no good. I hate to be so blunt, but you have the insanity of a manatee.
I know. People are always saying that. What do you think's wrong with my brain, Doctor?
Time for the ableism command, please.
I'm a dentist, but here's what I do know. If a tooth is bad, you pull it.
But my teeth are fine.
Yep, mad brain's got to come out, boy. It's the quickest way to cure what you've got. Insanity of the mind.
His dentist is diagnosing a mental condition and telling him you need to pull the brain out to fix it.
Don't worry, Dogen. I'm coming up there to save you.
I'm very confused, because this is inside my head.
I gotta climb this spooky thorn tower.
I mean, so at the time, it was very strange, and I actually worried about conflict of interest with those contracts, because I worked at two shops at the mall. In the morning, I worked at the Great American Cookie Company, and in the afternoon, I worked at the Disney store. I really didn't get more than like 15, maybe 20 hours a week at the Disney store. But Great American Cookie had a contract with Warner Brothers. We were allowed to do, as like decorations on cookie cakes, we could draw Warner Brothers characters out of frosting. And I did some of the frosting art on the cookie cakes, because everybody did. And I ended up doing a lot of it because I was apparently better at it than some people. But so in the morning, I would be at the cookie shop, and if an order came in for me to draw Bugs Bunny, I was drawing Bugs Bunny out of frosting on a cookie. And I worked at the Disney store in the afternoon, and so I worried about like whether I was in some way violating some of the stuff that I had signed to work at the Disney store by working at a place where I was drawing Warner Brothers cartoons. Ollie, more emotional baggage sorted. Yay! But at the same time, I also was like, I'm not going to worry too much about it because I work there for like 15 to 20 hours a week for minimum wage. So if they have a problem with it, they can have a problem with it. Come back here. Oh, but I want you too. The world shall taste my eggs. That's a scary title. I mean, Detective Zen, quite possibly, and honestly, that would have been ruinous if they did. The sun. Are those eggs? Is there a doctor in the house? Is there a doctor in the house? Yes! Gee, what's up, Doc? Yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm glad I'm not really good at a Bugs Bunny impression, so... I'm guessing those are eggs. It's hatching. Some sort of chicken? The chicken has gotten onto a fish that swims on top of the water and apparently breathes air in order to go to a theme park with roller coasters that chickens ride teacups around on the roller coaster tracks. I'm very confused by this slideshow. I don't know what any of this means. What? They're in the teacups. And suddenly they're shooting laser beams to kill humans? I don't understand.
Okay, what the hell was that? I'm seeing some crazy stuff in here, Sasha.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Why did I buy the cheap brain tumbler?
Why did you buy the cheap brain tumbler? Does it tumble cheap brains, or is it a cheap piece of equipment? But also, if you're in the American healthcare system, you bought the cheap one because money. Capitalism. Cheaper is always better, even when cheaper's not better. The good old teacup death ray trick. When you rely on methods. Maximum projection depth increased. I do not know what that means, but great. I like increase because We've been trained to, like, increase in America. If you got a little, wouldn't you like a lot? Add a bit and it'll get to be a tit. Soon you got the kid as well as the caboodle more. I can't think, my brain refuses to go to the beginning of that song. Most people probably know that song from Dick Tracy. Incidentally, and that song being sung by Madonna in Dick Tracy, the music in Dick Tracy was written by Stephen Sondheim. So I actually think of Ruthie Henshaw singing it when I think of the song, because she sang it in Putting It Together, which is a show that pulled together a lot of different Sondheim songs. And I was definitely not warmed up and ready to be singing Sondheim. Had a bit and it'll get to be a noodle.
There's no way to get me higher.
You must use your levitation power.
Levitation?
I don't know how to levitate.
I don't have levitation.
I had no idea you were at such a remedial level.
Hey,
Lucky for you, we have one of the world's foremost levitators on staff.
Agent Mia Vodello, the mental minx.
Precisely. You'll need this oarsman's badge to reach her at the docks. I'll try to determine where this interference is coming from. Return when you've
Maybe I
earned
should
your
sing it
levitation
Sondheim.
merit badge.
Okay. I need the levitation badge. All right. There are 2 side challenge markers here that I have not found, and there's whatever this is. I definitely need to go see Ford. I've opened 4 of 19 vaults. I have 300 arrowheads. I've sorted 14 of 50 emotional baggage. I should save. Thank you, Puddle Club. Would that just be a little night music? Oh, A Little Night Music is such a great show. Last time I saw it was at the Sondheim celebration at the Kennedy Center. Wow, that was a long time ago. I can't remember if Barrowman was in that as well. I know during Sondheim celebration, John was... That was when John was the leading man for Company, and watching John Barrowman as the leading man in Company, and then going backstage and talking with him was quite fun. But I can't remember whether I don't think he was also in A Little Night Music. I would have to look and see who all was in A Little Night Music then. I think Ruthie might have been. Oh, gosh. I don't know anybody. I just know people that know people. My best friend from college, Jenny, who... The last big thing she was in was she was the lead pianist for the national tour of the musical Waitress. But she was the rehearsal pianist for the Sondheim celebration. And so she knows people. She works in Broadway stuff. And I was trying to see what... I guess I just have basic braining and oarsman, but I have no idea what oarsman was for. Also, I should save while I'm in here. Yeah, it is really good. And Barrowman was very good in Company. But there's actually there is a recording where you can see Ruthie Henschel singing the More song that I was just doing a very poor rendition of, which is there's a video version of putting it together that has Bronson Pinchot, Carol Burnett, Ruthie Henschel, I can't remember who else. It's very good. I highly recommend that. And I definitely also recommend watching the blooper at the end when Carol Burnett's skirt falls off. Because it's hilarious. What I was gonna say something else. Good murder musical. Oh yeah, I was talking about Company, which I got distracted. There is also a movie/video version of Company that is very good, that has Neil Patrick Harris as the lead and has just a huge cast of well-known people. One of the, oh gosh, I can't remember her name. The blonde girl from Goonies is in it. Also, there's Stephen Colbert was in it, and gosh, I don't remember everybody, but it's very good too. You don't get to see on video. You don't get to see John Barrowman doing his actual like Broadway style performances very much on video. Now. Oh, I was like, what murder musical are you talking about? And then I looked at the comment above it where you mentioned Sweeney Todd. A really good murder musical is The Mystery of Edwin Drood. I don't know where I need to go. I think I need to go to the main lodge right now because I need to spend my stuff.
Bring me back a burger this time, will you?
Oarsman badge lets you use the boats, which is good because Raz cannot swim. All right, thank you for that. I just don't know how I earned it, but it's great that I have it. Does anybody know The Mystery of Edwin Drood?
Hey, where's my hamburger?
I told you.
Just kidding. I just want to buy stuff.
Don't push me, Sonny. I can reach you with this spatula. Oh, that's my last cobweb duster. Take that into someone's mind with you. You can clean up. They're happy to be rid of the webs.
It costs $800. I need one, but it's $800.
And with that, you can change the color of some of your psi powers, like your levitation ball and what have you and what not. Well, kind of a vanity thing. You know, in my day, psi powers... now here's something every young psi cadet needs. Now that dowsing rod...
I need more arrowheads.
That are buried deep. That's where all the really valuable ones are, you know. Find 3 or 4 deep deposits, and that baby pays for it sold to the big-headed kid with the gloves.
The dowsing rod can be used to find deeper, more valuable titanium arrowheads. Equip the dowsing rod and watch and listen to its changing color and sound. This is how it lets you know that you are getting closer to a deep arrowhead. Once in the right spot, press Y very rapidly to extract the arrowhead from the ground. Well, I need that for sure. I need some of these.
Alrighty then. What else can I do you for? Now, you take that sock sold to the big-headed kid with the gloves. What else can I do you for? Now,
I don't know how many I need.
Alrighty then.
Or how it... sorry,
Now, you take that psi
I got distracted.
put it together with 9 psi cards, and you'll have yourself a brand new psi. Excellent choice. What else can I do you for? Dream fluff. Oh, that's my last cobweb duster.
Can't afford the cobweb duster yet.
That's it for now.
Okay.
Go get more airheads and come on back.
I have to go to his laboratory, I think. So The Mystery of Edwin Drood is a musical based on a book by Charles Dickens. I think it's Dickens. Isn't it Dickens? Somebody can check. Quite possibly Kira, or sorry, quite possibly Elixir might know. Let's go to My Sanctuary.
Let's go to Ford's.
So, The Mystery of Edwin Drood, the novel, was an unfinished novel. It's a murder mystery novel.
Hard work, dedication, and mental agility. I'm proud to bestow upon you the official merit badge for telekinesis.
What? But I don't know how to telekinet things. I've earned a badge, but have not learned how to use the power.
With telekinesis, we can use our minds to grasp an object and then throw it. Go ahead, try it yourself.
Usually you earn a merit badge by
Get a good grip on it with your mind.
doing a thing first. What am I supposed to be grabbing? You?
It's time to take... Why did I give him that dang learner's permit? Yes. Now... Oh, good throw. Now, see if you can make it through the hoop.
You sound like my dad.
Hey, I've been thinking about that. Why'd that guy hate psychics so much? What did we ever do to him?
Well, psychics killed his whole family.
What?
Cursed them and all their descendants to die in water.
Whoa,
Yeah,
talk about baggage.
tell me about it. And the weird thing is, I'm pretty sure he's actually psychic himself.
I'm supposed to die in water?
Cuckoo. Well, you can work on him when you get home. For now. Oops. Oh, great shot. Let's see you do that again.
Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna do this in the middle of combat.
They say. Bingo. Okay, last one. Now, try to throw that baby right through the hoop.
Okay.
Now, let me show you something. Pick that trash can up and aim your toss at the side of the caravan.
Why are you in my brain?
The
That
side
caravan's
of the
inside my
caravan.
brain.
Kablooey! Throwing something against a wall is a little more destructive than tossing it around on the ground, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Another one of my sensors. Now, how'd that get in here? Looks like we're in luck. He doesn't see you yet. Why don't you smash him on the head with that handy trash can? Come on! Use telekinesis to pick up the trash can and throw it at that sensor.
You mean like I tried to do to you when I first got the power? Okay.
Use telekinesis to pick... Bullseye!
Looks like the trash.
That's
took
why Rez
him
can't swim. Yeah.
Next lesson, we'll work on your snappy one-liners.
Okay. But what I needed... Go see Agent Cruller to get a new psi power. That's done. I need to go down. So I'm trying to remember to finish what I was talking about. Mystery of Edwin Drood. Unfinished murder mystery novel by Charles Dickens.
Ford said that I can use this machine to turn pine needles into delicious taffy.
I said it turns metal cobwebs into psychonauts.
Just testing your hearing.
But you gotta buy a cobweb duster at the camp store first.
I can't afford one yet.
Ah, don't you yeah me.
Man, he's like a little bat.
Back your head in, punk.
And it was turned into a musical, despite the fact that it doesn't have an ending. And it makes for a very fun musical. All right, rank 27. I don't know what that does for me at this point. But I'm down to 2 Psy cards, which is good. I've spent my cards. Great. Things I gotta do. Find enough deep arrowheads to afford the cobweb duster. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah. It ends up being a musical based on an unfinished murder mystery by Charles Dickens. And so if that wasn't enough, hi Hannah. If that wasn't enough to sort of confuse the audience, all of the actors are playing 2 characters. Not in that they play like 2 like different characters in the Dickens story. Let's just go outside the main lodge.
Outside the main lodge.
Oh, bring me back a
Oh, it's orders of business. All right, I will stretch, I will posture, I will hydrate, and we owe a hat trick for Adventures of Tony from yesterday. Ooh, stretch. I remembered. I forgot what I was saying. I was talking about Mystery of Edwin Drood. Oh yeah, every actor plays 2 characters. Ooh, neck. I will hydrate. I would love to, but there's no guarantee that Tony's going to show up. But also, I think that makes more sense. Elixir is just next time Adventures of Tony shows up, then I do the hat trick. So, I think we wait. Because she's the one that redeemed it, so I want her to be here when I change my hat. Alright, I need to do this dowsing rod thing, and I don't remember how to equip things. Aha. So each actor in the play, is that maybe, hang on. I'm learning how to use the dowsing rod. They're playing an actor who is playing a character. So the musical itself includes double characters, where it's supposedly like on stage there are characters that are actors. Who are you?
Here at Whispering Rock. I just wanted to tell you that we are having a party out here on the floating dock, and I'd love for you all to come. It's levitation training, baby, and it's fun.
Yep, I would love to go there. I cannot tap fast enough for this. Maybe I'm just not in a good spot. I'm supposed to tap fast, and I can't tap faster. Okay, we're gonna try a different spot. The story is never going to be finished. But anyway, so they have the actors, and they're playing characters, and their first character is supposed to be an actor in a play. And then their second character is the character that actor is playing in the story. And they do that because at a certain point, they actually take votes from the audience as to who was the killer, who were the lovers, and who was the detective. Because all of those were not revealed in Dickens's story, although Dickens scholars basically say that Dickens scholars will say who the most likely detective was. And so there's one character that almost universally gets picked by the audience because it's written in such a way that the audience is meant to pick that character as the detective. I can't. How do I do this? I think I'm just really bad at this dowsing rod. Like, okay, that's making more noise. I don't know what I'm looking for. But yeah, it's an interesting and fun show. So what's especially fun is if you're there on a night when the audience picks an unusual result. Somebody different as the detective, not the character that usually gets picked as the detective. Because the actor suddenly it's a different actor that has a song to sing, and it's one of the songs that doesn't get performed very often. Or if the audience picks an unusual combination as the lovers, and it is possible for the audience to pick characters who are actually, like, the characters are brother and sister as the lovers, and their song is hilarious because they basically ridicule the audience the entire song.
Mental cobwebs getting you down. I've got just the device up here in the main lodge store. Why don't you come on up and score yourself?
They yell at the audience about how horrible the audience is for choosing the brother and sister as the lovers, and it's hilarious. And then they're the confession songs for the different murderers. So if you ever listen to a soundtrack for The Mystery of Edwin Drood, and there was one, I think it was Circle in the Square Theater, it might have been Roundabout though, a more recent production that did a recording and actually recorded more of the confession songs than were on the original cast recording, and such a good show. Oh, come on. Apparently I'm not close enough. Oh, that's got it. With the dowsing rod, we may actually get enough arrowheads.
I'm not picking up anything. Must not be any deep arrowheads nearby.
All right, but I need to go down there, don't I? Anyway, sorry. I did finally finish that story that I started oh so long ago, and that I'm sure most of you weren't even interested in by the time I finished it. Anyway. Mystery of Edwin Drood is a fun show. I recommend it if you do not know it. Another fun show that's not a musical, but is really, really fun and also sort of has that dual element of the actors playing both actors and characters, is Noises Off. Noises Off is hilarious. Oh dear. What is this? Sorry, I don't... Oh. Okay. I just got a text message from a family member that I don't often get text messages from. So, you take the sardines and you leave the newspaper. If we can just get through Act 1 for newspapers and sardines. I wouldn't exactly say that, Elixir. That's a lot of water for somebody who is convinced that his whole family has been cursed to die in water.
Huh? No. Well, yes. I mean, my family has this problem with water. It's a bunch of hooey anyway. Some old gypsy curse about how we're all supposed to die in water.
The G word is not a good word.
I thought it was about the whole thing.
That is a derogatory term that we should be eliminating from our vocabulary, the same way as the N-word.
Hey Raz, I saw you and Lily talking in the coach's class, and I was wondering, were you asking her to
Thank you, Portico.
go with you?
What? No.
Cell's done.
I'm here to train. No distractions.
Excellent. Bye.
Okay. Alright. Hello, seagulls. I wonder, wonder, boom, boom, boom. Who wrote the book of love? Can I rescue the fishes? I can't put the fishes back in the water, apparently. It was my first instinct. I mean, it works. It's not exactly relevant, but it works.
Dogen, are you okay? I had the strangest machine-induced dream about you.
TV.
Well, first of all, Sasha 9 invited me down to his secret lab, and
TV.
he's completely brainless. The dream was true. Dogen, don't worry. I know where your brains are. They're in, like, this crazy dream thornbush straitjacket tower place.
Hacky sack.
You go to the TV lounge. I'm on the case. I just need a little more advanced training to prepare.
Okay. We're in a world where someone's brain can be removed, and you can look through their head and see that it is not there. Great. Good to know. Ah! Water! We could try. Got it. Brain? What brain? What's a brain? Yeah, I don't know how to put it down.
Must not be any deep arrowheads nearby.
I know there's not. How do I put it down? I wonder if there's any scavenger hunt items in here. Like if I climb up on these canoes. I wonder. I mean, I don't really think that my character should be, but I do think that there was one camper he was interested in canoodling with. Or at least one character. No, it wasn't that he was interested. It was that she thinks he's interested in canoodling. And, you know, this is apparently where the canoodling happens. We're either looking for a mouse or a dog. Sorry, it was a really bad attempt at making the word canoe have relevance.
On sale now in the main store, we have a special on dream fluffs. You hear me?
Why am I throwing
That's
a bird?
good for you. Keep a pocket full of these for a quick boost of mental health.
Why did I throw that bird? I don't understand. I heard something about a quick boost of mental health, but I wasn't listening. Maybe the bird was just angry. Maybe it was an angry bird. Ah! Oh, there's like an arm that reaches for me when I touch the water. That is freakish. It's a nice way for them to not have to do swimming mechanics, I guess. Unless they also have swimming mechanics and it's really just story. Ooh, what's up here? Ooh, what's that? What's that? Gimme. Psychonauts, comic number 1. Gimme that thing called love. I want it. Gimme that thing called love. I need it. Sorry. That's from the stage musical Thoroughly Modern Millie, based on the movie of the same name. I'm in a musical mood tonight, apparently.
Remember to keep filling up those scavenger hunt forms. We got a couple of big promotions for the winner.
Come on. There's gotta be one. I hear it. Sort of. Where are you? I don't think that's close enough. I'll try it. Ah! I got it. Alright, marksmanship is R. That is the shooty. I actually want that to be... Oh, it is the trigger. Okay, and then telekinesis is currently that. And fire... I could have pyrokinesis there. Yeah, some silica. I think I had noticed that. I just kept not doing it. I think I can get... Oh! Oops! I think I just threw the dowsing rod instead of using the dowsing rod because I was tapping so... Whoops. I did it again. Alright. Third time's the tram. Okay.
I'm not picking up anything. Must not be any deep arrowheads nearby.
What do you mean you're not picking up anything? It sounds like you're picking something up. Alright. I just don't know how to put it down. Because I can't, like, select an empty one. Oops. I forgot about what bacon did. Umbrakinesis? What would umbrakinesis be? Do you have any advice on the current situation? I need to regroup back at HQ. Need your analysis on a hostile... Yeah.
Nothing more to report at this time.
Roll her out.
That's freaky. Umbra? Oh, moving shadows. I mean... That makes perfect sense, Shadows of Life. That was the pocket bacon. I just forgot what it did, and I picked it so that I could...
What's that round thing up on the dock?
That thing? Oh, man.
Looks like a diving bell,
Tell you about that thing.
but for a really large person.
None of your stinking business. Oh, no, you don't.
Let me down. Let me. You've got the best ideas, Bobby.
Oh, that was your fatal mistake. I hope you have a will.
Let me down.
Yeah.
Let me down.
Oh, no, you don't.
Hey.
Oh,
Stupid fish.
I can't go past them.
My ears are burning.
Yeah. Look at him squirm.
Apparently that's not it.
What is that? Oh, no, you don't.
The fish is trying to get away,
It's Daisy.
and me heating him up apparently does not, help.
My ears are burning.
But I can't jump over them. I think...
Think you're better. Oh, no, you don't. It's Daisy.
Uh-huh.
Look at him.
I don't know how to use that. You.
Check it out, Admiral. I'm an oarsman, first class.
Hey, it looks like all those weeks in the canoe simulator really paid off.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember
sir.
weeks in the canoe simulator.
Let's get you afloat. Finest of the fleet.
I'll take good care of her, sir.
That lake isn't as peaceful or as harmless as she looks. Now, don't take her out too far.
Oh, no, you don't. It's Daisy.
Press A to paddle forward. Press B to paddle backward. Okay. Just means the canoe simulator worked. Because I don't remember it. I don't know how to get out of the canoe.
What else?
But
I see.
But I wanted the card. Ooh, look! There's cards up on the roof! I said roof, not roof. Manage a canoe solo is not fun. It's partly because you're going the wrong way. So you can't see where you're going if you're canoeing by yourself. I can't get out of the canoe. So I can't get that card on the rock presently. I don't know.
Really? I see.
Who are you talking to?
Man.
Hey, Elton, have you heard anything else about that thing in the lake?
Huh? Oh, not really. The fish are kind of going crazy about Bobby and Benny over there torturing anything that swims too close. Oh, somebody should do something.
Can you help me?
Yeah.
Detective Zen. Amazing.
I suppose I could go talk to them.
You wa-
You're kidding me.
Why can't you want me to stand up to our bullies
What else?
for you? They're our bullies. They bully me too.
Whoa.
Oh geez, it doesn't turn very well. The cornering on this canoe is not the greatest. Come on, tie up. Maybe? I'm at a dock. Come on, dock, goose. The dock is being a goose. Oh, but I'll take this. Alrighty. I would very much like to get out of the canoe so I can get that card. Canoe turn? No. No, I cannot. I suppose I probably should attend the telekinesis class. That would probably make everything in this area easier, huh? Or levitation class.
There she is.
And there you are, darling. Don't worry, I got in contact with your father and he's going to be here tomorrow to pick you up.
My father?
Oh, gotta go. The race is starting.
Lily!
Oh, hey, Raz. Listen, I made you something. It's kind of stupid, but...
They stole Dogen's brains.
No, he's just like that.
I had a nightmare where this mad scientist guy said he was gonna take them out, and...
Was it a creepy-looking freak with a shower cap and a stainless steel three-pronged claw?
Hey!
Yeah?
That's my nightmare.
So it's not just me.
But how? And why all the meat?
Why all the
I
meat?
don't know, but I think it's time I find out where this is coming from.
I really want to know. Why all the
Let's
meat?
rendezvous tonight at the old boathouse for debriefing.
This is so cool.
I don't trust
Yeah,
her.
It feels like that time in True Psychic Tales 314 where... Shut up!
Wait. You can use your mental powers to move the canoe? I wish I had known that.
Agent Vodello, I have been ordered to report here for levitation training. I've already done the coach's obstacle course, and Sasha showed me how to shoot.
You know, I'd expect that sort of recklessness from Orso, but Sasha?
Agent 9 said you were the most powerful levitator the Psychonauts had.
Sasha said that? Really? I didn't know he noticed.
Well, you know, I only work with the best teachers.
Flirt? Okay, let's party.
Okay. Oh wait, this means we're going inside her head now. It's a level. I hope we're ready.
Made the scene.
Agent Vodello? Where are you?
On TV, of course. Where I was always meant to be. I mean, look at my hair, darling. How can hair this fabulous not be on TV? Now, darling, the best way to learn levitation is to just try it. I'm going to give you a levitation learner's permit. It will only work while you're in my mind. After you finish my course, I'll give you the real thing, baby. First, you gotta show me you know how to use it.
Okay. I am not controlling anything. Okay. Press left trigger to levitate. Get past that bouncer and into Mila's dance party. Oh, that's not left trigger, that's left button.
Now, bounce on up here and follow me, darling.
Oh, but I'm destroying things in your brain first.
I know you can do it.
Oh, I know I can too. But look at all the things. I need to break them.
There you go.
Oh. Oh, this is dangerous. Sorry. My brain went a little Woody Woodpecker for a moment. How are we doing? Ooh, look at that. My gosh, I can bounce really high.
Now for this last one, you're really gonna have to fly.
You want me to go through the rings?
Get up in the air. Try using your thoughts as a balloon to float. Just jump for those rings as high as you can and then do your side float. Don't be afraid, darling.
Bubble bounce, then left trigger while airborne to float over the gap. Great. Sure, we'll just do that then. Yeah, it's actually not going to be that hard, but I was worried for a moment. Oh, geez, look at this. It's so 60s. I got one. Come back here. Come back here. Okay. I think let's do this thing. On the bubble. Nope. Closer. Closer? This is the first try. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Ah, nope. This is harder than it seemed like it would be. It's so far out, man. I hope it's a psychedelic drink. Ah, crap. Wrong button. Sorry. Ah, come on. You can do it. You can do it. When I manage one part of it, I don't do the other part well. All right. Haha! Success! Yatta!
Okay, now, just between you and me, this end of the party is...
First try.
Come find me on the other side of the party, and I'll give you that merit badge for real. Never keep a girl waiting long, young man.
All right. No! I went after the arrowhead onto the wrong side. It's okay. I just like why was it necessary for her to have to essentially say something that is very embedded in heterosexist, misogynistic culture. I mean, of course, that's just par for the course in this game so far. Is not as culturally sensitive or as progressive as I would hope or wish, but also 2005. 'Cause you know, it's 1960s, man. Why wouldn't she like totally be like all about the never keep a woman waiting? Just weird.
Stay on the ball in here, Rasputin, if you want to get high. And see if you can get all those rings spinning, Mr. DJ.
Do what? I'm trying to get all the floaty things. I don't care about the rings right now.
Woohoo! You are the sugar in my bowl, darling. Now just follow the flowers, won't you? And try to stay rolling at all times. That is the theme of this party.
Mm-hmm. I missed. Get it, get it, get it! Yes! I'm still trying to catch the little, ink, or the illustration things. I haven't even tried to get onto the flowers yet. Okay, I should maybe get on the flowers, huh? Ah! It is a fun game. I do like the mechanics of it are quite good. Tony Hawk's Pro Psychonaut. I was never really much of a skateboarder, but my younger brother was. And then, oh geez, what? I don't know what just happened with that flower. It threw me off. So yeah, my younger brother was, and then he ended up being a competitive mountain biker for a while, but then he had to take a break from that because he broke his collarbone.
Now, I'm not saying that you will fall, but if you ever did, I'll put a ball return down here for you. Just jump in there if you need to come back up here in a hurry. Darling,
Okay.
not over here, will you? These rings aren't spinning, and they are ruining my party. Remember to use your psi float. I'm not saying it won't ever let you down, but it will let you down nice and slow.
Respawn kickout. I don't know. Alright. I'm supposed to make those balls spin? But there's stuff over here that I want. And there's things to destroy.
Whoa! I know you didn't just do that.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oops. Don't hit the people. I was trying to hit the pillow. Oh, gimme, gimme. That thing called love. I want it. Sorry. Every time I say gimme, gimme, immediately straight to Thoroughly Modern Millie. And why not? It's a great musical. Okay. I think I can do one more pillow. Yep. And emotional baggage. Alright. Took care of some emotional baggage. Now I need to get these rings spinning, huh? Ah! And down we go. It's fine. I'm in some sort of weird 60s pinball machine, aren't I? It's a vertical pinball machine. That's what this is. I forgot I could do this. Apparently, though, that doesn't get them spinning? What did I do wrong? Do I have to go down through all three of them? Aw, man. Okay. Vertical pinball it is. All three. We got it. Now that I remember I can float. No! Think happy thoughts. Come on, Pan. You can do it. Wait, what happened to the rings? I didn't get all 3 of them spinning, but they're gone. Did it give me credit for doing it? Huh. I don't think I did it. Whatever. Let us continue onward. I swear I missed one. Whoops. We are spending a lot of time down here at the bottom. Okay, this is going to be an interesting ability once we get back out into the regular world.
See that raft up above, darling?
Uh-huh.
Jump into it and float and see where it takes you.
Yeah, we will do that in one moment, but first I want to come up here. Oh, well, I needed to come up here anyway. There's a luggage tag. We're getting the luggage tag first. No!
Thank you, sweetie. I feel so much better now.
I'm confused.
Come on, let's take it a little higher now.
I think it just gave me credit for the rings, but the rings weren't visible anymore.
Things
That
are starting to pick up.
seems like it may have been a little bit of a glitch. It's okay though. I want the luggage tag. I also want this. Ah, I am really not doing great at that. All right. Here goes everything. Luggage tag. Thingamajigger. Uh-huh. We got this, we got this. Yes.
Now
Ooh, what's in here?
Come in here. Come on, this room's no fun. Let's leave, baby.
This is not a bad room. I want this room. Slideshow. Mila's children. Oh, trigger warning for fire. Thank you, SimSilica. Mila has a lot of children around her. And she's feeding them and playing music for them. And the building caught on fire. I think this might be an orphanage. Just based on the illustration of feeding them essentially a gruel or oatmeal type substance. She's in a costume that Americans likely might not recognize, but it's very much like a nurse's type costume from Britain. I don't know if they still wear hats like that now, but you go back to like the 40s or something, and nurses had the white hat and whatnot. So she appears to be like dressed as like a nurse. Fire. Oh my God. That is a frightening picture. It's similar to a nun's habit. It's also possible that that's what it is, but nun's habit tends to hide the hair and things like that, unless it's a really modern one. To me, it looked more like a World War II era nurse's hat from Europe or from England.
Now you definitely don't want to go in there. That's a party killer right there.
Are you sure? I think that means I have to. Come back here. I want this. And we're definitely going in this box. I don't know what's in this box, but we're going inside.
Darling, what are you doing down here? The party is upstairs. happy for you I have my nightmares under control. These things can take you to a world of pain, trust me. Now quickly.
Lucky for me, I have my nightmares under control.
If you're looking for the makeup room, you've come to the wrong place.
Oh my. What in the whoa?
Help us, Mila. Why did you let us die?
We're trying. They glow every once in a while, like I could do something with them. But it's.
It's hot. It's burning.
Despite all their rage, they're still just nightmares in a cage. This may not be intelligent, but... Oh, come on. I tried using pyrokinesis on them. It didn't work. I wonder if we get access to, like, hydrokinesis. Because that might be a thing. I don't think I can do anything with them at the moment. But that's freaky. This might not be intelligent, but... I mean... It's a video game. I'm supposed to try things, right? Interrupts this creepy moment to tell you that the current time in your zone is 8:45 p.m. You may return to the creepy. Thank you, Elixir. All right, we need the luggage tag, and then I need to travel in that wind stream. Oh. Got the luggage tag. Okay. All right, let's climb this ladder. The nightmare room is a bit scary, and I imagine we're going to have to return to it at some time. Very much pinball. I actually like that. I do enjoy pinball levels, despite the fact that I'm not good at them. Generally. Oh, sensors. What else? Oh, give me that illustration. I don't remember what those are called. Figments. Figments. Like the corners of my mind. Misty watercolored figments of the way we were. Oops. I'm supposed to control where I go? No! Oh, crud.
Careful, darling. If you're not on the ball when you enter that circle, you might be seeing stars instead of being one.
Did I succeed? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, crud. I shouldn't have done that. Well, I've learned a little bit more about how this operates. This is total pinball now. Ooh, I used to love pinball video games. and just pinball at the arcade. This is the only arcade games I ever actually played as a kid was pinball. Sweet. But I missed an entire level. But that's what I was going for. Now we're on the ball. Let us float down because I want. Oh my gosh, is that somebody in like a water globe? Can I get in there? Is that a doable thing? Nope, I can run on it. Alright, this is what I wanted. I was like, but we missed hitting all the things. Picking up the figments. I must destroy all pillows. Destroy all pillows, except for Darth Pillow. Darth Pillow can stay. What is that? Okay, okay. We're good. So yeah, we will be heading out in just a second over to Q Times for episode 3 of Ember Squad from the Streampunks RPG group. It is a Star Wars Age of Rebellion Fantasy Flight RPG live play from the wonderful Streampunks, GM'd by the amazing talent that is Eric Campbell, who should absolutely 100% be hired to write for television or movies or, you know, just everything because he's amazing. And please, somebody hire him because as much as I love being able to attend his streams, he could use that sort of work, and he's really good at it. And so I very much would love to experience shows written by him because he's very good. I'm distracting myself now. Anyway, GM'd by Eric Campbell. And also with, let's see, playing is Sam DeLev and Gina DeVivo and Noir Enigma and Anita Weeb and I'm forgetting someone. Who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? Oh, Quincy Sursmith. Haha! I have recalled the people. Omar knows Disney people. Indeed, Omar Najam now has written for Ms. Marvel. If you happened to watch some Ms. Marvel and saw a mention of possibly anytime now. All right, I think it has recovered. Okay, thank you for my internet service preventer. Jeez Louise. We are back. All right, I just was trying to get to this one spot because there were things that I didn't get, and if I can just get there, then I will save, and then we'll call this for today. Just where is it? because there were resources I have not gathered, and I need to gather them. There was one section of that lower level that I have not reached yet. It's the water globe, then there's the... Is it there? Which part is it? Water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. It's there. It's that side, isn't it? Or is it that side? No, because that's the water. I did that. So it's that one. Sorry. Here we go. I'm going to get to where I was attempting to make it. Because look, things I have not yet destroyed, including some crying luggage and some figments. Let's unpack that emotional baggage. Grand. All right, I'm just gonna clear out this little section here, and then we're gonna pop on out of here. Because I think they are actually live at this point. The channel, not the show. They're not started yet, but... So yes, my next stream will be Wednesday, where I will be doing the archives stream, and that is going to be looking at a collection of material from Sweet and Low and Butterbuds, as I mentioned at the beginning of stream. It is marketing material from the 1980s. It's very pink, except for the Butterbuds, which are yellow. Go figure. Anyway, it should be a fun time. Saturday, I will be live at my normal time for Ultima 6, 3:30 p.m. Eastern for that. And then Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern for continuing with Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We're in Mass Effect 3. Okay. So yeah, thank you everybody who joined me today so much. We will pick up with more Psychonauts next Monday. The game is fun so far, and I don't know where it's going, but so far it's been a good time. Thank you, Lord Portico, for gifting the subscription to Shadows of Life. Thank you, Was Not Worth It, for being a subscriber over on Coffee. Thank you so much, Sanderific, for the raid at the top of the stream. Thank you to my mods, who are wonderful as always. Let me go ahead and set up the raid over to Q Times, where we will be heading for Amber Squad, Episode 3. And let me just... if you want to throw in the raid call when we get over there, that is the raid call right there. Hashtag Rogue Raid. And if you've got my emotes, you can just copy paste. Otherwise, it's just some hellos. But I hope I see you again real soon. Until I do, get out there and do some shenanigans.